it's your boy Alex, and I am back today with another reaction video with a very special guest. Guys, today we got joining with us the bass player for Black Veil Brides. We got Lonny Eagleton. Lonny, welcome to the channel, my man.
What's up? Pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely, dude. I know it's been hectic, like we talked about a little bit off camera. It's taken a while for us to make this happen, but I'm just psyched you're here, dude.
Yeah, no, pleasure to be a part of it. You know, you obviously got quite a good thing going here, and I've actually been following your channel for a few months now, and
That's so cool.
I've seen your BVB videos that you've done in the past, and you know, I thought it'd be cool to do one together. So yeah, thanks for having me.
Absolutely, man. You saw the one with my mom because she really fell in love with the band. Like, you know, we would get together and record a few videos, and it'd be like, all right, let's get like a good mix of bands, like maybe some, who knows, like some new metal and then some like black metal. Like, let's just try to get broad. And she heard one song and was like, we have to do that band again. Like,
yeah,
let's do it right
now. You guys have a good chemistry. I think I first saw your Knives and Pens one, which you did alone, and then I saw what did you guys? You guys did In the End and Fallen Angels, right? Yeah.
Yep. Exactly right.
They're hilarious. Yeah, I love your channel,
man.
So
thank you so much, dude. Now I just wanted to know a little bit about you because if I'm being honest and upfront, I don't know a whole lot about Black Veil Brides, and then your story in particular. So I know that you are the latest member to join Black Veil Brides, right?
Right. Yeah.
So what was your story before, leading up to, and then transitioning into the band?
Yeah, so I am like the new guy in the band, as they call it, you know, and they tease me about it. I'm the youngest guy in the band too, so it's kind of like a little brother thing, and they tease me about being Canadian and you know, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, basically I've been a professional musician for a while though, and I've always you know, like got hired to play for artists, kind of like a guitar bass player for hire sort of thing. And I've worked with a few artists, and last year in 2019 I got hired to play in Andy Biersack's solo project. So he's the singer of Black Veil Brides.
Yeah.
On the side he's got a solo project called Andy Black.
Okay.
So he hired me to play in that, and I toured in that for the year, and it was great. And him and I got to be really good friends. You know, we really hit it off right away. And yeah, after that tour cycle ended, he was starting up again with Black Veil Brides. And I guess it didn't work out with their old bassist. You know, they just parted ways as bands do. You know, they go through new members. And he called me up and he's like, hey man, I really enjoyed working with you on my solo tour. Do you want to join Black Veil Brides? So I was like, hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
You don't really say no to that. So it was a nice promotion, I guess you could say.
For sure. That makes me feel like I got the offer. That's exciting. So initially, how did he find you to come on with his solo project? Did y'all know each other in the past, or how did that develop?
So we were actually introduced through a mutual friend. So he needed a new band. A friend of his who had worked with him in the past threw my name into the hat. So I guess he checked out my Instagram and was like, oh yeah, he saw some videos. He's like, this guy can play. Asked me to send in an audition tape. So I recorded myself playing one of his songs, We Don't Have to Dance. I emailed that to him. He checked it out and he was like, yep. And we hadn't actually met in person or anything. The first time we met was at the first rehearsal. But yeah, we hit it off right away. And the cool thing too is that I've actually been a fan of the band for a few years before.
That's what I was about to bring up, right? You saw, I think that I've seen a few videos where you were saying you were in the crowd and something happened where, did Andy come into the crowd and like start doing some crazy shit, or he tried to crowd surf, or something happened?
Yeah, he's quite the rock star. So
Yeah.
Yeah, basically, this in the whole like Black Veil Brides community, everyone knows about this show. It's kind of going down in history. So this was like, I want to say in like 2015 or something. There was a concert. I wasn't in the band yet, but I was actually at this concert just as a fan. I hadn't met anyone in the band. So there was a guy in the audience heckling the band, you know, just, you know, like people do. He was just hating on them for whatever reason. And he's what
was he saying? Y'all suck! Like, what was he...
He was saying
something like that.
He's like, bring the openers back on. He's saying how the band looks too much like Motley Crue. He's like, stop wearing makeup, because we wear makeup in the band. So anyways, obviously Andy, the singer, got pretty irritated. He jumps into the crowd to try and fight the guy. And when he jumped in, he almost landed on top of me. Like, I was like right next to him. I think we like brushed shoulders or something. So the fight never ended up happening and got broken up. But it's just crazy now looking back on it all these years later. Now him and I are buddies. I'm actually a member of the band, and the fact that I was at that show and almost got injured when he jumped into the crowd. It's crazy how things work out, and it's a small world.
100%. Now, were you at that concert specifically for Black Veil Brides, or did they have like an opener you wanted to check out?
Yeah, I was there for Black Veil Brides. I think Memphis Mayfire was the opener, but no, I was there for BVB. Yeah, I've been a pretty dedicated fan for a while, so it's pretty cool the way things worked out, and it's an honor to be a part of the band now, making music with them.
100%. That's so cool, dude. Now, I know that traditionally speaking, in a band, I feel like the drummer and the bass player always have like a special tie. There's something like unspoken about that bond. So I wanted to know, like, when you were first introduced to the band and you were trying to navigate your way and just find your path, did you immediately gravitate towards the drummer? Was it Christian at the time, or like, how did that happen? Do you still have that special bond, or how did that play out?
Yeah, I've gotten to be pretty good friends with all the guys in the band. They're all super kind. They've all been really welcoming to me. CC is the drummer. His first name's Christian, but yeah, he goes by CC.
Got it.
And yeah, him and I really hit it off. So I don't know if you saw my recent YouTube video that I made about him.
Yep.
I got to bring this up here. So I've been making YouTube videos for my own channel, right?
100%.
So just the other day, I made this parody about CC. I didn't even tell him that I was going to be making this, but what I did is I was like, what would it be like if CC were to beatbox? So I went and watched a bunch of his interviews, and I grabbed different syllables from some of his words to make drum sounds. Like if he's like, let's do it, I would grab the t from it and make that like a hi-hat sound. And anyways, I made a full drum beat out of those sounds, and then I did a slap bass solo over top. Just put it out there. I was like, I hope he likes it. I hope he approves of this crazy duet. And he reached out, and he thought it was pretty hilarious.
Dude, that's fucking awesome. And yeah, I've been like trying to get ready for this video that we're making together. I've just got so consumed in the content that you make. And I'm talking to you guys watching right now. If y'all want some new, fresh content, something that's inside scoop on the band and just what Lonnie does on his day-to-day, go check out his channel. It will be linked at the top of the description. Now, for me, I wanted to ask you personally, I know that you have either sculpted in the past or you continue to sculpt, like you enjoy that, right?
Yeah, that's kind of one of my side hobbies, in addition to shredding and Black Veil Brides, I sculpt.
I think it's cool. I think there's like, honestly, I think that there's some form of similarity between like that type of art, sculpting, and then like making music. There's something like tactile about it, right? Like what does sculpting do for you? Why do you like it?
It's another art form. It's kind of a nerdy thing, I guess. But yeah, I sculpt stone.
I think it's fucking awesome.
Thanks. Yeah, so basically how I got into it, I took a trip to the Louvre Museum in Paris a couple years ago, where they have like the Milo de Venus statue and all these famous sculptures and whatever. And I just was kind of enamored by them, and I was like, I want to try sculpting. So I went and bought a slab of stone and just started filing it down.
So cool.
Yeah,
it's a little weird, but it's like so badass.
I won't deny it's weird.
I've never met anyone though that sculpts before, so I think that it's really fucking cool.
See, I consider it to be the ultimate art form, visual art form anyways, because you have to approach it from all angles 3D. The back has to match up with the front, and similarly to how I consider YouTube to be the ultimate social media platform, because you combine so many skills into it, right? Whereas on Instagram, you're just putting up a photo. On YouTube, you have to learn lighting, video editing, graphic design with your thumbnails, how to do audio, script writing. There's so many skills that goes into it. So that's why I really admire anybody who can grow a channel in the way that you have, or like many other creators out there. And yeah, I've been having a blast on YouTube. Although, since I started doing YouTube a few months ago, my sculpting has definitely fallen by the wayside.
Has it?
The YouTube thing is time-consuming, but
it really is.
I'm sure I'll make another sculpture soon, whenever that may be.
For sure, man. And I just think that in today's day and age, I think that there's a disconnect when it comes to people actually making things ourselves, right? Whether that's content, whether that's any form of art, painting, sculpting, whatever, drawing. I think that there's just a huge disconnect. So to see someone that like is now dabbling in YouTube videos, plays an instrument, does a whole bunch of artistic things, has a fucking tattoo sleeve with some of the most amazing work I've ever seen. It's just like really fun. It's cool to see, man.
I appreciate that. Yeah,
absolutely, dude.
It's my Stevie Nicks portrait there. I think you can see it in the shot.
Yeah, you have crazy art. Is it all photorealism?
Yeah, I've always been drawn to the realism style. I got this like face with water running down it, which is like a giant portrait. I got this eagle. Here, I'll zoom in there.
For the eagle, is it too simplistic of a connection to make to your last name?
That is 100% what it is.
It is? Okay.
My last name's Eagleton. Actually, when I went to get this tattoo, so I got this done in Toronto, actually. I was there on a gig, and I was like, I'll get tattooed while I'm here. So I already had the portrait, and then I went in. I just wanted some roses, which I got this, and then the artist was like, we should do more than that. Like, I'm feeling inspired today. Let's do more than roses. And I was like, And because I've been thinking about it for a while, and then he just kind of threw me off, and I was like, all right, well, what do you want to do? He's like, let's do an eagle. Your last name's Eagleton. I was like, oh, sure. So he just whipped that up, and it's like, I think it's my favorite tattoo. Yeah, like, God. It's just, so.
That's incredibly detailed, dude.
Yeah, no, thanks, man. You got some cool... You got a cool one too, right? You got
not as cool as you, but I have like...
You have a nice portrait, don't you?
I have a couple of decent pieces. I got like this, so I'll do it not for this camera, but for you, like Andre 3000. Right. So that's like my portrait, and then my animal is this one. So it's like a morph between like a tiger and a woman.
That's sick.
Thank you, dude. But I want to. It's just a matter of like, now it's a matter of saving money because it's so addicting. I just want a full fucking body covered in tattoos. It's so fun.
I know. It adds up. You got to do it when you're young. Like I got all this done before I had higher living expenses and stuff, and now I just But I mean, I love my tattoos, and
for sure. Now I wanted to know one more thing before we get started, guys. We're going to be checking out the song Scarlet Cross today. But one thing that I wanted to know is, what music have you been listening to recently? What's on your playlist or your Spotify or Apple Music, whatever you got that you've been jamming?
So lately, I'm kind of weird in the way that I sculpt, and also in my music, I tend to just find like one or two songs that I listen to on repeat. I don't really listen to full albums. So I've been listening to the song Wish List by Pearl Jam. I've been really into. Also, the song "You Make My Dreams Come True" by Hall & Oates. Just these, random songs from like the past.
Interesting. So,
yeah, nothing too exciting there.
I have not heard either of those. Those would probably make amazing reactions, I'm sure. I would definitely check that out. I'm the same way though. I listen to songs ad nauseum until like I never want to hear them again. But it's just like constantly, over and over again. Yeah. So I totally get you.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. You ready to dive into the song? I'm excited for this.
Let's do it. Yeah. So if I could give a bit of preamble.
Please.
So my band Black Veil Brides, we're in the process right now of making a new album called The Phantom Tomorrow. So that's going to be coming out in 2021. And this song that we're going to watch today is called Scarlet Cross, which we just put out about 2 weeks ago, I think. Or maybe 3 weeks ago now. And this is the first single off that album. So what's also cool is this was actually the first song we wrote for the new album. The first time we all got in a room together to be like, let's start writing a new album. This was actually the first one we came up with. It ended up being the first single. So it's a banger. It's got a good riff, cool music video. We were kind of going for like a 90s action movie visual with it. So yeah, you'll see it.
Oh, dude, I'm excited. All right, guys, so link to the original video will be down below in the description. Y'all make sure to check it out if you want to, underneath Lonnie's social media links, of course, but let's be honest, who probably hasn't checked this out besides me at this point, so let's get it. All right, guys, Black Veil Brides, Scarlet Cross, let's get it. Zero time to prepare. Immediately into it.
Yeah, right in.
My pain, I'm tied down to this chain. It spirals as I ache to find holy embrace. Stay with me, I'm afraid of my soul. Blackened and left in control. Can I be free? And you can't deny. The end is coming. The end is coming. Will we live when we die? Just keep on saving our goodbyes. The fear and the cost. The world will stain us with the Scarlet Cross.
That riff is so fucking nasty. You're right about that.
A symbol for my shame. The color of your name, it's how see you break and live with my mistakes. Sin for me, cast away from it all, watching every letter fall. Hold on to me.
If I could just say something here, can we pop?
Absolutely.
So yeah, lots of fire happening in this video.
That's what I was about to say. It's awesome.
It was my first music video with fire, right, with pyro. I almost walked into it a bunch of times. The crew kept having to be like, "Whoa, don't burn yourself," you know, because like you get so into it when you're filming, right? You just want to rock out and like
100%,
you know, do rock moves. And
right.
So yeah, I had to constantly be reminded by the crew to not get third-degree burns.
Dang.
You know?
Now, one thing that I admire so much is like, y'all play at such a high caliber, and it's just like, it's so cohesive in terms of the amount of effort it seems like y'all put into your music and your video, right? It's not like you put the video on the back burner or anything. Like, the production value and quality on this is super fucking high. And it parallels your music amazingly well.
Thank you. No, there's a lot of thought that goes into it, and yeah, big crew working on this, and it was crazy to do it in the midst of COVID. Everyone had to get tested multiple times before going to the shoot just to make sure it was safe and all that. But yeah, we had like full production, like cranes, the pyro I mentioned, like the cast, everything down to like our hairstyles was thought out very meticulously. Like
right.
Before we started this new cycle, the singer Andy had an idea. He's like, we should all have different haircuts for this, just to signify a new thing. Like, I used to have like a mullet before this, so now I got this, and the singer has blonde hair on this, which was kind of a new thing for this video, because in the past he's always had black hair. So yeah, we've all got different looks. We've got these outfits that we're all wearing, and yeah, there's a lot of thought that goes into it. So anyways, coming up in the music video here, the second chorus is coming up. Right at the start of the second chorus, I do this lean thing. You'll see it. I like do this lean back, where I lean back really far, and I kind of threw out my back when I did it. And
shit.
Oh man, I'm okay now, but yeah, it looked awesome in the video. So that's all I gotta say. You'll see it coming up in a few seconds.
How long were you in pain after that? How long did that linger?
Just like 20 minutes. You know, I'm young, so I was able to bounce back.
Yeah, for sure. Dang. Okay, cool. All right, let's get it.
Will we live when we die? Just keep on saving our goodbyes, the fear and the ghost. The world will stain us with the Scarlet cross. With the fear and the ghost.
Such a badass video, dude, and song. Holy shit.
Yeah, I love this solo. Jake and Jinx did a great job composing this.
Really give me chills.
Will we live when we die? Just keep on saving our goodbyes, the fear and the ghost. The world will stain us with the Scarlet cross.
Real quick, Lonnie, before we wrap the video up, I wanted to say, like, it's so cool from an outsider's perspective, someone looking in, because I can see some influences. And that's the key word, see, right? I can like see some influences from like, I even see like the Motley Crue a little bit in terms of like the look, but I don't hear that, right? It's like, I hear such a unique sound that's like, would only be Black Veil Brides. But I see influences from you guys, which is a really cool nuance from a lot of other bands.
Thank you. Well, we're a band that really prides ourselves in being inspired by our heroes. You know, we all grew up, as big music fans, and I think being a fan of bands from the '80s and the '70s, we want to bring that sound to a new generation of people. So, yeah, you know, if you say that you see some similarities there, then that's we love to hear that.
Right, 100%. And I think that it's really interesting to note that, like, a lot of times you hear the similarities, which is like people tend to be like, oh, they sound like this band, they sound like that. And for me, I think that that's twofold. One of which is it's hard to describe music. It's almost impossible. It's like, how do you describe the color red to someone? Right.
Exactly.
So it's so much easier for someone to be like, oh yeah, this band sounds like Linkin Park, sounds like this band, sounds like that band, and it's just like the easiest way to do that. But like I said, for y'all just have your own lane, and it's really refreshing. I like that, dude.
Thank you. Well, you know, we do feel too that the visual part is so important as well, because the thing with music, and especially when you have a video or you're watching a band live, is people aren't only listening to it, but they're also watching it. And the visual thing with your eyes is just as important as the sound in many ways. So
100%.
You know, we've all, the band has felt this way for a while, and I've always felt this way too, even before joining, that like if you're in a band, you should look like you're in a band. And you know, you want to be up there and have it be an all immersive experience, because otherwise you can just sit at home and listen to the CD or whatever, right? But you know, if you're watching a music video or a concert, I love seeing when bands kind of take it to the next level visually. So that's why we like doing a bit of makeup and you know, having like matching outfits and really planning out the visual part of it.
Right. And I think that for y'all's sound, that makes total sense, because I'll be honest, I've been a fan of the opposite, where like I've watched like Nirvana play their MTV Unplugged, and it's just like the energy's a little bit lower, and then they're all just wearing like civilian clothes, and there's something really nice, something nice about that.
That's cool too, though. Yeah, that's cool too, though. I do love that Nirvana Unplugged, and Kurt Cobain's like sitting in a computer chair, like it's so casual. And I do see the appeal in that too, and I'm a big fan of that as well. But for the art that we want to create in this band, we go the complete opposite.
Exactly right. That's exactly what I was gonna say, dude. I'm enjoying. This is fucking awesome. God, that is good. Oh, that's badass. Dude, that's fucking cool, bro. Wow.
Thanks, Alex.
Holy shit, man. That was impressive, man. Now, I like to pride myself on being able to pick out and analyze songs, but I got the best person here to talk about this with. So rather than me trying to guess, what was y'all's inspiration? Like, why did y'all put this song out? Is there a certain meaning to it? How would you describe it?
So this new record we're working on, it's actually going to be a concept record with a story behind it and characters and all this stuff. So this is the first glimpse into that world, and if I'll just give a bit of a synopsis about the story. So basically, there's the story that this album depicts is that there's a group of people, and they've been sort of cast as outcasts or outliers of their society. They're not accepted in the community that they live in for whatever reason, based off of their beliefs or the way they dress or the music they listen to. And they are known as the Phantom Tomorrow. That is their group. And they believe that there is an external source coming to, help them out of this mess and out of this feeling of being outcast, and that's the Blackbird, is that figure that's going to come and help them, or so they believe. So that's the guy you see like up in the rafters with like the crazy outfit and stuff. So that's kind of their like savior, or however you want to put it. And
that's so cool.
There's a lot more that goes into it. But basically, more info will be released as the new videos come out for the song. This is just a glimpse into it to kind of give like the icing on the cake. But it's made to sort of keep people guessing at this stage, just to sort of put the idea out there, and then there'll be more info coming shortly.
Yeah, and it's also pretty refreshing too, because like if I'm trying to, I was saying that I'm also a lawyer, so I'm definitely prone to overanalyzing things.
And that's so cool, by the way.
Thank you, dude. Thank you.
Yeah.
But I was thinking, it's interesting whenever I'm listening to a song and I am able to now it depends on how you look at this, able to glean the meaning from it. Because whenever I'm listening to this song, to be honest, I didn't know what the meaning was. And I think that that's fucking cool because I was so engrossed in it and I'm just jamming that I'm like, I'm so focused on the art and what I'm seeing and the whole picture rather than trying to just focus on the meaning. Because I think that it's something that you can't really do in tandem. You kind of got to separate it. You enjoy the art or you enjoy the meaning. And that's why, you know, you go and listen to a song numerous times. You're able to get different things from it each time you listen to it, at least in my experience.
Yeah, so that's a very neat insight. I totally agree with you on that. It's like a lot of people listen to music that they don't even speak the language that the lyrics are being sung in, but they can still enjoy it and love it. And I've never been one to listen to lyrics too closely. I'm always more drawn to the groove and the guitar riffs and like the drum beat and all that. So I don't really listen to lyrics too much, but yeah, that's kind of another great thing about this band. You know, don't mean to like toot our own horn or anything, but just because we're talking about it,
toot away. Y'all deserve it.
I feel like the songs groove very well, and you can really bop your head to them. And then there's also a strong lyrical content too. A lot of Black Veil Brides music has been about overcoming challenges in life and overcoming sadnesses. And you know, we get people reaching out to us every day saying how our message has helped them through, you know, family issues or dealing with stuff at school or whatever it is. And we really feel glad that we can help people through life's challenges with the lyrical content.
100%. And from my experience, I've gotten probably not as many as y'all, but I've gotten a good amount of messages that say something similar, like your content has really helped me. And I think that if I never earned another penny from creating videos, like the fact that I was able to help someone in a situation like that, I've been successful as a YouTuber, just like y'all have already been exponentially successful as a band, even if you never play another note. The fact that you guys have that ability on people with your music now speaks volumes.
100%. Yeah, it's great being a part of a community like this.
Yeah.
I wanted to share one other story about this song. So this is actually kind of funny. So yeah, with Scarlet Cross, so a couple weeks before we were gonna release this or record the video, it was all recorded and ready to go, and then I forget who had the idea, but we're like, you know what, the song should actually be a little faster than it is.
Okay.
So it was already recorded at this point, right? And we're like, you know what, let's make it 1 beat per minute faster. So we had to redo the whole thing and make it 1 BPM faster, and in hindsight, probably this is a small little change that nobody would ever pick up on except us. So who knows if it was worth it, but being the perfectionists that we are, we're like, well, we'll do it all again. Some of it was able to be sped up digitally, some of it had to be redone, but I thought that was kind of funny. Just the little things that go on behind the scenes. You don't really realize, like, oh man, there's actually a lot of thought that goes into this kind of stuff. Right,
100%. That's super cool. I love insight like that. And that leads me to a good question. You don't have to tell me y'all's secret sauce by any means, but what's Black Veil Brides like creative process like? Like whenever you don't, how do you go from like no idea at all to a finished song and finished production? Like how do y'all write music together?
So it could happen a number of different ways. I'd say, to give the viewers a bit of insight, usually how it works is somebody will bring a guitar riff to the table, right? And that's kind of where it starts, is with a riff, like this one in Scarlet Cross. From there, we'll like build a drum beat, add some other instruments to it, and then usually we have the instrumental track first. From there, Andy, the singer, will... He's usually the one to write the lyrics, and you know those kind of stem from his imagination. He's a very creative guy, and he really has a good mind to create these concepts and characters and stuff. It's quite amazing to see, actually. So he's usually the one to do that. So he'll take an instrumental version that we've all put together. He'll go and create lyrics and melodies for it, bring it back, and we're all like, wow, great lyrics, man. And then from there, we'll kind of, you know, build upon that. Maybe we'll change this word here and there. Maybe we'll add some other melodies to it. And it's a really, really collaborative effort. You know, we're all in the room together, and we really feel like the final result does come from all 5 of us in the group. And we love working together. It's a great friendship and great bond, and it doesn't feel like work. I mean, I say working together, it doesn't feel like work at all.
Right.
It really just feels like 5 dudes hanging out and, you know, playing some playing some music, which is how it should be, I feel.
Exactly right. And that speaks to like the brotherhood, right? Whenever you're surrounded by good, positive, uplifting energy and just you like being around each other, I think that makes the end product so much better. And just, you can't achieve that type of end product with people that you don't like being around, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. I agree. Now, I have a lot of people on Twitter that wanted to ask you questions, so is it cool if I fire off some quick questions and maybe get some answers?
Let's do it.
Okay, cool. Now, I don't even know, like I said, I need to just dive fully in with both feet to the Black Veil Brides discography and really experience it. So some of these questions, I don't even really know why they're asked, but okay. You'll know.
All right.
Okay, let's see. Were comic books a big inspiration for this album? Coming from A Skeleton Dream.
Yes, comic books were a big inspiration. As I mentioned earlier, the feel of the music video, we were going for like a 90s action hero video with comic book nods. You know, we all do enjoy comic books, especially Andy. He's a big Batman fan, which a lot of fans know about. He's got Batman tattoos. He's actually voice acting Batman in a new animated series.
Oh, that's badass.
Cool. He's got the deep voice for it and everything. So, yeah, he loves that stuff. And he's like, guys, let's do like a comic book sort of feel.
Got it.
And we're all like, yeah, man, that sounds great. So,
nice.
Yeah, comic books were a big inspiration.
Do you enjoy comic books personally yourself?
A bit, yeah. Not as much as Andy. I'm more into
sculpting. I got you.
To throw back to earlier 100%. In the video, but yeah.
Nice. Okay. So this is a certain question which makes me piggyback off of one. This question from Andrew Jones is, how do they get their makeup to look so good? And then I had a question where I was like, I know that I didn't see it in this video, but double-ended question. I see like a lot of war paint on you guys in creative outlets. So I was wondering, is there a certain science to applying war paint, or is it just like all over, or is it very strategic?
There is a science behind it, actually. So what was the first part of that question again?
I'm sorry, I loaded that one up. The first part of the question was from Andrew Jones. How did they get their makeup to look so good?
Oh, right. Yeah, so it's just practice. It's just trial and error. Occasionally, we will bring a makeup artist in, which was the case with Scarlet Cross, actually. Or we were recently on the cover of Kerrang! Magazine, so the photo shoot for that, we had a makeup artist come in. And it just helps speed up the workflow a bit and allows us to focus on other things in addition. But yeah, when we're on tour, and sometimes too we do it on our own, and it's just a matter of trial and error and practice. Regarding the war paint, so we, in addition to the face paint, we do like streaks on our arms and bodies and stuff. CC, the drummer, usually plays shirtless, so he's got paint all over his body. Before joining the band, I was always wondering how they did this, and basically what they do is you get one of those triangle squishy foam things. Dip it in some like black eyeshadow or whatever, and then just streak it down the arms. And it just kind of enhances the look, right?
Got it.
Just makes you feel like a superhero wearing all that paint. So yeah,
it makes me want to wear it. I don't even have a reason to do it. I just want to wear it and make videos with it. I think it'd be cool.
Well, that'll be our next video together.
There you go. This is a real open-ended one. This is coming from Jacob Daxon Fireverse. What is one thing that you really enjoy about making music?
What's great about making music is just being able to have such an open canvas and explore that with whatever you want. When you go to create something, you can make something that's happy, you can make something that's sad. And what I love about music is you can choose how people are going to feel when they're listening to it, right? It's almost like having a superhero or a superpower in a way. It's like, I want to make you feel happy right now, so I'm going to play happy sounding chords, happy sounding melodies, and you can really dictate the way people are going to feel. It's just great. It's really a privilege to be able to create songs and have people go out and listen to them too. The Scarlet Cross music video came out, I can't remember, 2 weeks ago now, I think, and it's well over 2 million views on YouTube. So that's awesome, right?
It's a blessing.
Such a cool feeling. So yeah, it's great.
I like hearing you answer questions. I don't hear people answer questions like you. You put together sentences very eloquently and just have super interesting things to say. So
I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Okay, so this is a good question. Someone asked about the writing process. We already touched on that. So this is coming from Nanny. So this is in regards to, it says, you can ask about the band life. Like, how does it feel to be a part of such a successful band? So that's a question for you that it's like, coming full circle almost, as a fan of the band to being in the band, is it what you imagined? Is it better, worse? Like, how did that play out?
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. It's a privilege, and every day is an honor to be a part of this group, a band, and I've looked up to the members, and they've inspired me in my musical journey. So it's crazy. There's really not many words you can say to describe what the feeling is like. And it's like now every day I wake up to people telling me that they really enjoy my music and my bass playing and the songs, or even seeing things like I have fans drawing artwork of me almost every single day, and that's cool. I've seen a few fans get my signature tattooed on their bodies.
Isn't that nuts?
Yeah, I mean, it's just the fact that the art that I'm creating is resonating with people so closely that they want to express it in that way.
Yeah,
it's such a great feeling. I really love it. Yeah, and probably my favorite thing is when I see people tell me that I've inspired them to start playing music.
Yeah, I mean, you're passing the torch forward. There's amazing things coming from that.
Exactly. There's no better feeling than that. I think back to before I started playing music, people I looked up to in like 70s bands like Slash or like Jimmy Page from Led Zeppelin, Aerosmith, Van Halen, guys like that. And they inspired me to start playing music. So if I'm able to evoke that same feeling into somebody else of the next generation, I just can't even tell you how good that makes me feel.
That's awesome, dude. That is so cool. Well, those are the Twitter questions I had for you. Like I said, I appreciate you being here, Lonnie. You are so fun to talk to. You are obviously an incredibly talented musician, but just a more incredible person in general. So thank you so much for being here, dude. I know the fans enjoyed it. Guys, like I was saying, all of Lonnie's links to his social media will be down below. The original video to the song will be down below. All of the band stuff will be down below. Anything you need in the description, go check it out. Anything else you want to add, Lonnie, before we get off of here?
I'll just thank the fans for supporting Black Veil Brides, and thank you, Alex, for having me on your channel. It's been a pleasure chatting with you today.
Absolutely, man. Thank you so much. Hopefully we can do something like this pretty soon.
I'd love to.
Awesome, man. So with that being said, that's where you guys come in. Drop some comments down below. Let me know what you think about this song, the new Black Veil Brides record, and the band in general. And with that being said, that's all I got for you today. So keep smiling, keep being yourself. Don't let anybody throw shade at you. I will see you tomorrow. That's a motherfucking fact, though. Yeah. Love y'all. Peace.